Hey everybody, Greg Fisk here with a React training video. Today I'm going to be talking about pulling absentee owners using Bright MLS and the tax records. It's a great lead generation demographic to go after, in my opinion. You can double dip on that. You can target the sellers who are probably typically landlords, investors. You may find secondary homes in here, but typically if you're smart about the geographic area you're targeting, you're going to find a lot of landlords in this mix. So we're going to talk about that, talk about best practices when you're targeting the landlords. And also, like I said, you can also target the property itself, making an assumption that there's renters there. You won't necessarily have the names of the renters, but in your direct mailings, you could say renter. You can get creative with how you address that, but more than likely, you're going to be targeting some renters in that marketing campaign. So let's take a quick look here. Let me screen share. And I'll pop on over to, let's see here, make sure that we are here. Yep. And we're going to hit the search tab up top in Bright. We're going to come over here to public records. And again, I'm just going to pick a random area, an area that I actually farmed before and had some success in absentee owners. So I'm going to drop in here, Anne Arundel County, legal subdivision, Whispering Woods. And then here's the key. You want to scroll down to this little button here where it says owner occupied, and you're going to say no. So that takes it from 700 homes or whatever that number was down to 182. So you're going to hit results. Make sure your results per page covers the entire list. And then here you can kind of take a look through it if you want. You can see how long people have been in that home. Obviously, if they just purchased it, it might not be a good time, but you never know. They could have a problem tenant in there, life circumstances, doesn't matter. Again, when you're targeting these landlords, it's a numbers game. So, something like for every 40 letters that you send out, you may get one response. But that one response could be quite fruitful, especially if you hit the right landlord that's, has multiple properties, hit a whale. You can click on all of them, and then you can come down to the print tab here. You can click on more, and there's a couple different ways that you can target market this. Like I said, you can do the property address. That's where you're going to find your tenants, or the owner address. So let's take a look at that one real quick. And it's going to pull it up in a mailing label font, Avery mailing label, already ready to go for you. You can copy and paste this depending on, you can actually get Avery mailing labels for a printer and print these out directly. So you can do with what you want with regards to that. But you can see these are people that do not live in the property. Again, they're absentee owners. You'll often find a lot of people in Florida with those as well. You got a couple Florida people off the top of the bat here, New Hampshire, a lot in Annapolis proper, Chicago, Illinois. But you can tell that these SFR acquisitions for LLC, probably more like an investor landlord type. You may have some mom and pop landlords in here as well. And again, it's a numbers game, right? So I would do something to the effect of, if I was going to target someone here, let's see. Well, Charles Newcomb, let's say you could send a letter to Charles, and on my owner letters I found, and you can experiment with this and play around with a lot of different things. You don't want to make it too much. You want to keep it simple for them. I would send a simple letter, even handwritten. We've done it before. We did it in a fine green marker, actually, because it stood out. We tried a lot of different things, but it would say something to the effect of, dear Mr. Newcomb, are you considering selling your investment property at whatever the actual property is? Well, in this case, it would be in Whispering Woods. Dear Mr. Newcomb, are you considering selling your investment property in Whispering Woods in Annapolis, Maryland, over the next 3 to 6 months? Something to that effect. It's certainly, I think, good if you're targeting some of these like Florida people, because if you target like sort of a mom and pop landlord that's far away from the actual property, that tends to be where like problems pop up. So if you want to get real strategic about it, you could do something to that effect. But Wilson Roger trustee, the trust for Wilson Roger, you can see one there in Queenstown. But again, you'll find a lot of different locations. This is Salinas, California, Severna Park, Sora Rentals LLC. So that's more of a corporate investment type landlord. But again, keep it simple. Dear Mr. or Mrs., however you want to address it, are you considering selling your investment property in Whispering Woods in the next 3 to 6 months? If so, please feel free to reach out to me. I think I can save you some money. Drop your business card in there. And again, it's a numbers game. So, uh, going back, we want to, if we're going to target the property address, same thing. You can do the Avery mailing labels. This is where I would say get strategic with your partners, your team that you've already built out. Get with one of the coastline mortgage reps, and you can send them a postcard with either current resident or current tenant or future homeowner, something to that effect on there. If you want to do a postcard, stop, could be something like stop paying your landlord's mortgage or start building wealth through real estate today. And you could get creative with it. But on that postcard, I think it would be great if you have like a QR code that linked to a registration from a home buying seminar or a one-on-one consultation, sign up sheet, a Calendly appointment, something to that effect. You can do a Zoom home buying webinar, get creative with the names on that, or an in-person webinar. Split the cost with your lender partner, and again, be strategic about this. But drip on these tenants, once a month with some facts in there stating that homeowners have 40 times the net wealth that renters do on average. Again, get creative with the messaging, but be consistent with it. And again, I think it's a gold mine because you can target 2-for-1 on this. You can go after first-time home buyers or tenants, renters that are thinking about purchasing, and or landlords that are looking to tap out of the market. So that is how you target absentee owners. If you guys need to take a deeper dive on it, feel free to reach out to me, and let's get creative on your strategic outreach. All right. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys very much. Take care.